also the instructor, Delonte, definitely make sure that any questions that you have does not go unanswered. Very genuine, very transparent, and really loves what he does. And that's one thing that I look for in a mentor.
This broadcast is brought to you by Bold People Get Rich. For more investing knowledge, be sure to visit www.bpgrinc.com.
Now sharing what he's learned with others by hosting courses on investment strategies.
To be able to pass that knowledge on to other people, it makes me feel like, I'm doing something that's valuable in life. This broadcast is brought to you by Bold People Get Rich. For more investing knowledge, be sure to visit www.bpgrinc.com.
First thing I want to let y'all know is you can start a trading account with as little as $10, all right? And if you're not greedy and trying to get into this and try to make a whole bunch of money really fast, you would understand that even getting into it with $10, maybe you may not make a lot of money, but you can begin to learn the markets with some skin in the game.
This broadcast is brought to you by Bold People Get Rich. For more investing knowledge, be sure to visit www.bpgrinc.com.
But what this lesson is about is, like I said, for the working person. You do not have to be in front of the computer to actually participate in the foreign exchange market. Did y'all know that? Did you know you don't have to actually press buttons to participate in the foreign exchange market? You don't always have to be in front of the screen.
This broadcast is brought to you by Bold People Get Rich. For more investing knowledge, be sure to visit www.bpgrinc.com.
Welcome to Markup Mondays, where every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we analyze the financial markets, educate the community on trading and investing, discuss world news and popular topics. I'm your host, Delonte Brady, Chief Analyst and six-figure earner with Bold People Get Rich, and here are some things you need to know about this broadcast. During the market analysis portion of this call, we often find areas in the market to trade or make our investments. To be updated on these entries, exits, and trade management, make sure you tap the 3 dots on my Facebook page and change following to favorites. This way, you'll never miss an update. To receive investment knowledge, exclusive deals, and updates, click the link tree in my bio and subscribe to our mailing list. If you're viewing this broadcast on YouTube, to be kept up to date, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. This is an event made for the people, by the people, and we love to hear your feedback and answer your questions during the show. So please feel free to comment as often as you like. Lastly, all forms of investing do involve risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Increasing leverage increases risk. Before deciding to trade in any financial market, you should carefully consider your financial objectives, level of experience, and risk appetite. Any opinion, news, research, analysis, price valuation, or other information contained in this video does not constitute investment advice. No person or persons in this video is a financial advisor. What's good, everybody? Welcome to Markup Mondays, where we analyze the financial markets, educate the community on trading and investing, and we go over the topic of the day in world news. It is 2022. This is the first show of 2022. I welcome you all. If you are seeing this right now, go ahead and drop not only where you're calling in from, but I want to know what's your personal goal for 2022. Go ahead and share your personal goal with me for 2022. Just one personal goal. I'm pretty sure you got a ton of goals, but share with me one of your personal, a big goal that you have for 2022. And if you don't have any goals for 2022, I highly suggest that you sit down, think about it, write them out. Goals are very important. Goals are things that keep us going right on to the next thing. Goals are what keep us moving forward and progressing in life. So I'm gonna wait for those to drop in the chat. Go ahead and comment. What is your goal for 2012? All right, YouTube, quit my job. All right, sis. So you want to start a YouTube channel and make enough money from YouTube to quit your job? All right, Javon, pay mortgage off. That's a great goal. You gonna pay your mortgage off in 2022, bro? Like you gonna be done this year by the end of the year? JB said, become a consistent and profitable trader. I love that one. Alicia, she said she's watching from Painesville. All right, we got some good goals coming in. Good goals coming in. Drop them goals, y'all. That's the goal. So Javon, he wants to pay his. He's going to pay his mortgage off by the end of the year. That's a hell of a goal, brother. All right, Rachel, Cleveland, personal goal, release one more book. Oh, that's already done. You're gonna release more than one book. All right, Lucent from Lyndhurst, she wants to pay down student loans. Want to have that all done by the end of the year? And Sydney said, no, watching the live on YouTube. Got you. I'm gonna quit my job from trading. I heard that because you definitely fit into one of my goals, bro. So one of my goals for 2022 is I want to help 10 traders. I'm going to help 10 traders get funded. All right. So definitely fit into that. Dean Hodo, welcome. Alicia wants to be a full-time trader by the end of the year. Let's work. We back to work. Are we back working? We are back working. Like I said, it's 2022. Let's go ahead and get into it. Y'all know the first thing that we usually go over is the last trade setup, but haven't really traded. Took the whole month of December off, and it's looking like I won't be trading until maybe the second week of January because of the way the markets are looking right now, which we'll get into that in a second. But we're going to go ahead and go over news, go over what we have for the upcoming week. Some major news going on with the Feds and what to look out for with that. With not only stocks, but foreign exchange as well, and cryptocurrency as well. This is going to affect all of the financial markets. All right. Hold on. We got some more comments coming in. Okay. John Best says, building relationships and collaborating with other leaders. Also doing pop-up shops all year for my clothing brand. We invest different. I love it, man. I love it. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and get to it. So first thing we're going to look at is the My FX book. Y'all know that's what I usually go over to look at news for the foreign exchange market. So give me a second to share my screen. I'm going to bring that right up for y'all.
All right, can everybody see my screen? Later, see to my FX book, economic calendar. Are we good? Khalil wants to pay his bills and be extremely small compared to my income. I want my bills to be extremely small compared to my income. It's a good goal to have. That's the idea. All right, so for EU, we've already had news on Monday, so this has already played out. This happened early in the morning Monday, so we had a lot of market manufacturing, a lot of red folder news, and that did push EU down. Tuesday, we have unemployment rate. So we already know that that's going to move the market. Y'all know, if y'all been following me, y'all know that unemployment rates is really big, and it causes the market to move a lot. We're going to have that at 2 in the morning. All right. So at 2 in the morning, unemployment news is going to be releasing for EU, along with some retail sales, which is also red folder. And then we have the inflation rate, reporting the inflation rate. That's going to be at 2:45 in the morning. And we also have some more unemployment news. And then at 10 o'clock in the morning, we have, for the US, we have manufacturing and Joe's jobs opening. So we should see some volatility in the market as far as the direction. Like I said, we'll go over the technical side of things in a second, but expect volatility around these times, Tuesday going into Tuesday morning. During the London session and during the New York, we got some red folder news with Euro and the United States dollar. Now, what is this week? It's a new year. It's the first week of January. What is the big news this week? I want to see who's been paying attention, who's been hopping on these lives and been paying attention to what I've been teaching you. What is the big news this week? Yep, Jesus loves you. Got it. NFP this Friday. Joe, NFP, non-farm payroll, one of the biggest news releases in the foreign exchange market. It's very important to understand that that is this week, because that's going to affect trading more than likely from Monday all the way to Friday, and it's something to be looking out for, something to be wary of. So yes, it is NFP week, non-farm payroll. On Wednesday, we have unemployment for the euro again, consumer confidence, that's an orange folder, market composite, red folders. That's going to be at 2:45 and 3 in the morning on Wednesday. All right, we have more red folders, market composite, market services. So for EU, from 2:45 in the morning all the way until 5 o'clock in the morning, expect volatility. And then for the United States dollar, at 8:15 in the morning, 9:14, we got employment change, market composite, FOMC minutes. That's going to be big. Whenever the FOMC meets, the market usually is volatile when that happens too. Now, this is at 2 o'clock. The FOMC meeting is at 2 o'clock, but the news, or the market really doesn't get volatile until after the meeting, which is about an hour and a half. So you're not going to see movement right at 2 o'clock. More than likely, it's going to be a little after. Thursday, we have inflation rates, jobless claims, continuing jobless claims for the United States dollar, 8:30 in the morning, balance of trade. So a lot of news this week for EU and for the United States dollar. Hopefully we see some of these markets get out of consolidation. And then Friday, of course, we have non-farm payroll. We do have some EU news early in the morning, some red folder retail sales, but the doozy more than likely is going to be at 8:30 in the morning on Friday with non-farm payroll. All right. All right, so of course, I'm going to go over EU. I'm going to analyze EU, but if you guys have any pairs that you want me to look at, foreign exchange, cryptocurrency, stocks, just go ahead and drop that in the comments. And if we have time, which we should, I'll get around to it. Now let's go ahead and get into the technical analysis of EU. Oh, alarms going off. Close out orders and take small loss. See that? Oh, let me add this. Okay, here we go. All right, so EU is making a move back up. So we are on the higher time frame. Let me scrunch this up so we can get the bigger picture. We are currently distributing, and where we are, well, higher time frame, we're distributing. As far as what's going on with price action right now, EU has been consolidating since the end of November. EU has been consolidating since the end of November. Look at this. Up and down, up and down, up and down. Let me go ahead and box this up. All right, so we are in a consolidation zone. And what have I taught you guys about consolidation zones? What have I taught you about consolidation zones? I want to see who on the call has been paying attention. What do we know about consolidation zones? This little blue area that I just marked up. This is EU consolidating. Vaughn said, sit on your hands. Yep, exactly. When the market is consolidating, we sit on our hands. We do not trade consolidation. And this is higher time frame consolidation, and it's been consolidating for so long. I need to see EU break out either to the top or the bottom. All right, because they're literally just going up and down. And so consolidation acts the same way on the higher time frames as it does on the lower time frame. It goes to the top and it falls. It comes to the bottom and it bounces, goes back to the top and it falls. And so we really don't know which direction the market is truly going, even though I could draw a trend line. I could say, you know, we do have somewhat of an uptrend, but it's still in consolidation. I'm paying attention to what's going on with consolidation. And we actually, our consolidation zone is up here. Notice how we're in the area where we previously paused too. We took some time and paused here. We had an extensive move up, and the market started to pull back, and it went up, and it came down, and it went up, and it slowly started to creep up, and finally it broke out. And now we're back in that same area, all right? Let's go ahead and drop to the lower time frames so I can show you guys what I mean about why I can't trade this. We are literally where price is at right now at 1.13089. Price is currently dead smack in the middle of the consolidation. All right, so I don't know. I never know what the market is going to do, but as far as market structure goes, I don't know if market structure is telling me it's going to come up and then go down, or if it's going to go down and then, you know, bounce off the bottom of the consolidation and come back up. So if I took an entry right now, I would be taking a really wild guess. That would be a low percentage trade. All right, so I am not trading EU because it's been consolidating for so long. And what I need to see happen is for EU to come out of this blue zone, either to the bottom or to the top. My first area that I would take a trade is at the top of this imbalance here. And what I would want to do is I would want to sell from this point. And that would be my first sell area. That would be my first sell area. Second sell area, it's going to be up here. All right. And why am I selling from this area, guys? Why would I want to sell from these areas? Why would I want to sell from here? Looking at market structure, and from what you know about market structure, why would I want to sell from here? Want to see who gonna call it? Who gonna call it out? No, I got some sharp traders on the call right now. I know a lot of y'all know. They sold there previously. Not exactly. Fill the gap. Yep, that's part of it. That's part of it, Joe. Filling the gap. It's because we're distributed. We're in a downtrend, right? And if we're in a downtrend, then that means like these moves that are happening. Lock this. Hold on. Okay, yeah, these moves that are happening, right? And so I'm looking for that pullback to either happen here or happen here. Remember, we pull out our Fibonacci tool. We pull from the high to the low. And guess where that area, guess where those sell areas are in? 50% of the fib and the 618, real close to the golden pocket of the fib. All right, so based on market structure, this is an area that I would take a chance on the sell. And what I would be expecting the market to do, based on the way the market moves, is in theory, it should sell from that point and sell further down. Now, I'm not going to get in that trade and try to hold it all the way until the whole move plays out. What I'll do is I'll take a couple positions. One of those positions, I will take my 20 to 30 pips off top. And then the other position, that'll be the one that I'll let, hold. And that's if it doesn't, go through and stop me out, because we could sell from this area up here. So I'm waiting on the sale, guys. I'm waiting on the sale to happen from one of these two areas. And as far as a buying scenario, because if we have a selling scenario, gotta have a buying scenario, because we could come for this low down here. As far as a buying area, I do not see one. I do not see a buying area. I see support, and then I see imbalance. So I actually see just a further sell-off. So I wouldn't be looking for a sell until I started to see some type of market structure form. All right, but as of now, looking for the sales. And if the market does continue to come down, if we break below this line that I have here, then that's when I would start looking for sales. That's when I would start looking for an area to look, or an area to get in for the sell on the pullback. All right, so waiting on this area to get broke, or this level down here, or I'm waiting for EU to head up to one of the sell areas. Everybody good? Anybody got any questions on EU before I move on to these next pairs? Sydney says supply zone. Right. Yep. It's definitely a supply zone. All right, no questions? Cool. Moving on. So we check. We got, man, y'all put me to work today. UCAD. So first up, we got UCAD, the United States dollar versus the Canadian dollar. Now, I didn't go over news on the Canadian dollar, so make sure you do your due diligence on that. But we do know when the United States is having news releases. All right, so just keep that in mind. Non-farm payroll is definitely going to affect UCAD. USD, CAD. All right, so, and before I even look at UCAD, look at the dollar. Because even though I don't trade the dollar really determines what a lot of other pairs do. And in a way, the dollar is doing the same thing as EU, because of course EU follows the dollar, or they run the opposite of each other. But what it looks like the dollar is starting to head down, or do somewhat of a pullback. But like I said, where it's at is no telling if the dollar is going to continue up from where it's at or if it's going to continue down. So it's still indecision. And let me tell you my basically my philosophy on why the dollar and EU is consolidating right now. So the Fed, Jerome Powell, they're going to hike interest rates. Right, they're going to kick the interest rates back up. So everybody that owes anybody money, it's time to start paying that back. All right, and what more than likely what that's going to do, or what it's doing right now, is it's causing indecision in the market. Investors, banks, institutions, they're keeping everything or most things in the holding pattern. So the dollar is in the holding pattern, EU is in the holding pattern, and they don't know what direction is going to go. And so that's why we're seeing a lot of consolidation. They're going to release news, or they're going to let everybody know when they're going to hike the interest rates. And when that happens, that's when we'll really see what direction the market is going to go. And that's what we want to wait for. It really doesn't make sense to trade right now and take a chance and try to guess, a direction. But as far as technical analysis, we can play the guessing game. But as far as with my money, I'm not playing the guessing game with my money. All right. So like I said, the dollar, it could be going up or going down. So let's keep that in mind when we're looking at UCAD. Go ahead and delete whatever I had here. Boom. All right, so looking at it on a higher time frame, market came down really close to this low. Didn't take it out, kind of protected it. And we have been bullish since October. All right, bullish. We had a pullback at the beginning of December. We extended in the middle of December, and then at the end of December, we did somewhat of like another pullback. And now the market shot back up. Technically speaking, like I said, I would wait until the Fed releases the news on the interest rate hikes. But technically speaking, this would be a significant zone for me. This would be a significant area. All right. And so what I would want to see, in theory, it should sell from here, or if it does break above this zone and we get an extension up beyond this high, then I'm going to be looking for buys, or I'm going to be bullish, on UCAD, because that means that the dollar is going up, UCAD is going up. But that's a very significant level that it's approaching right now. And then the low that I would be looking to get broken for a sell would be here. Next area of where I would like to see a bounce or some type of reaction would be that green box. So buy zone on the daily, sell zone on the daily, but also a very significant area, because if we break above this area, I would be expecting UCAD to continue up. Now let me just drop down to the lower time frame and see if I can see any more details. I think I pretty much seen everything I needed to see from the daily. Yeah, it's pretty cut and dry. You can see that from the daily, what you would want to do from the daily. You want to wait for this zone to get broken above, or for this low to get broken to start selling. And this would be a buy area, or the area that I would take profit at on UCAD. So let me go back out to the higher time frame so you can see that. What your charts look like, Joe? Something similar? All right, moving on to UJ. Same thing, United States dollar. So the United States, the dollar index is um, consolidating right now, but the United States dollar versus the Japan yen is accumulating. All right, we're heading up, but this is not a strong push in my opinion. Like it's not this is not a strong push to me. To me, this is just a feel of the imbalance that was created over here. It's just a feel of the imbalance. And with the dollar being in consolidation right now, there's a good chance that probably will reject from this area. So for a possible rejection, did break out of consolidation. But like I said, looking at the dollar and just knowing what the dollar is doing right now, I don't trust the direction on UJ either. And it's too overbought for me to get into any buys unless we drop down back down to a lower level. If I was going to get in for a buy, let's see, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I would have to see. If I wanted to get in for a buy, I would have to see UJ drop back down to this level. Look at the daily. Let's do some investigation. Look left, see what's going on over here. Right, and as far as a sell, the next area, major area of rejection, we are about, see how many pips we are, how far away we are from that. We're about 160 pips away from the next area of like strong resistance and about 100 pips away from the buy zone. All right, so that's my quick take on UJ. I think we're gonna see a little rejection tonight, and if it does continue up, this is the area I see it selling from. Like I said, it's too overbought for me to want to get in for a buy. I would have to see some type of pullback, and this is the area that I would buy from if it did pull back. All right, let's see, check the comments. All right, cool. All right, next, let's go ahead and look at U.S. oil. U.S. oil surprised me. That was one that caught me off guard. I don't trade it, but I do follow it. And I was expecting U.S. oil to buy from this green area that I have right here, but we dropped below that buy area. Now we've come back up to it. I'm still bullish on U.S. oil though. I think oil is going to continue going up. I got an expected resistance zone up here. And let me see what made me okay. So the last area that they mitigated is the area that we fell from, like where that major fall happened. And so I'm expecting when if oil gets back up between price level 91 at $91.50 and $95.50 a barrel, 91 and 95 a barrel, I would expect like some type of pullback. Right now it's at 76 a barrel. And yeah, that looks like that's about to continue up. We had this strong push down into a significant buy area. And now we headed back up to the other buy zone that I had. And if we get a break above this green zone right here, I think it's good for a buy. If it breaks above this area, I think it's good to continue past this high here and meet resistance right here at, in between $92 and $95 a barrel. So that's my opinion on oil. Don't really have anything fundamental on it, just the technicals. But yeah, that's my take on oil. What you think, B? All right, gold. All right, let's look at gold really quickly. Gold, from what I know, it pretty much follows EU in a way. On the weekly, we consolidating on the weekly. And let's just say we consolidating in between these zones here. That orange, drop down to the daily. Yeah, consolidation. Came up, big sell off. All right, so from what I'm seeing just from the daily, we got this imbalance right here. And a lot of times what the market does is it comes up, it fills half of the imbalance, and then, it makes its move, whether it's a sell or a buy. And so we got this daily candle right here that went up, and then we had to move down, and we pretty much just engulfed this last candle. So I would be looking, to sell from this area if I was trading. Of course, keep in mind, like I said, that whole decision on interest rates and deciding to hike interest rates, and that's gonna rock the market, and probably technicals will be out the window with that. But again, just hypothetically, because of the way this sold off today, I would be looking for a sale. I would be looking for some type of pullback of this movement. So even if we pull the fib out and pull from the high to the low that was created today, we can see that 50% of that move is about right here. Golden pocket is right there. And then let's drop down to the lower time frame, see if we see some more evidence. I'm gonna go ahead and delete this. You know what those lines are. Oh yeah. This low is looking real attractive here for the taking. Drop down to the 1 hour. Right, Dame, you already know what this is right here. All right, so we got some more supporting evidence for a sell from that area. It's a mitigation area. We got imbalance to fill. Yeah, I'm calling a sell on gold, even within, this consolidation that's going on. The move that it made down, that's a lot of momentum, and I see it going for this low right here. Boom. And then the last one, let's go ahead and look at BTC. All right, Brandon said, I agree, breaking that area. So I want more, I was down move before it though, push. Okay, one more push down before the move up. Got you. All right, let's go ahead and look at Bitcoin, because this is pretty much the overall bias of what's going on with the market. I am bearish. I'm bearish on almost all cryptocurrency. So I'm bearish on Bitcoin. I believe we're forming somewhat of a shoulder over here to the right. And we created this low here, like this wick. We wicked down here in the beginning of December, and I think we coming back for that low. Then we got some equal lows that I marked up sometime last year, but I've been expecting Bitcoin to come back down to this level right here, which is around 28,000, 25,000. Some of y'all probably like, you see Bitcoin going down to 25,000? Yes. The history of Bitcoin, when it makes its extension, it usually retraces 80% of itself. Like it usually gives back 80% of the move that it made. The way things are lining up, I could just see that happening. Like a lot of people generated, some wealth last year, and some people may not have taken profits. But whatever the case is, anybody who's winning right now, anybody who's still holding Bitcoin, holding a lot of cryptocurrency, I think what's about to happen is they're about to try to shake those people out. Like people think they seeing the shakedown right now, but I think it's some more shaking to do. And these lows just look real attractive. So I'm calling 25,000. I'm gonna call 25,000 on Bitcoin. I think in 2022 we're gonna see Bitcoin get down to 25,000 before it starts to maybe consolidate and move back up. So that's my thoughts on BTC Bitcoin. I think it's gonna fall, especially with what's going on with the feds and the interest rates. Right. Blake said facts, liquidity pools will bring it down to that level. Yep, I agree. All right, cool. So that wraps it up for the technical analysis portion of this call. Y'all know usually I get into the topic of the day, but I prepared something special for y'all. I got something that I think y'all really gonna like, something that I'm gonna do. Y'all let me know, what y'all think of this. But I wanted to brief you guys on just some interesting news that I came across, that I found, and just kind of keep you guys updated on what's going on in the world. So I'll put this together for y'all. Give me a quick second.
So, China has recreated the sun, and apparently it's 5 times hotter than the actual sun. How can something 5 times hotter than the actual sun be here on Earth without burning it up? I'm just a great market analyst, not a scientist, so I couldn't tell you. But in Hefei, China, the Hefei Institutes of Physical Science have been conducting experiments for the Chinese Academy of Sciences since 2006. The EAST, short for Experimental Advanced Superconducting Tokamak, is a nuclear magnetic fusion energy reactor. Is it just me? Or when you hear the word nuclear, you think of atomic bombs, fallout shelters, radiation, and World War. Anyway, this artificial sun is supposed to provide more clean nuclear energy, unlike the nuclear plant that Homer Simpson works for. If successful, the reactor should be able to provide clean energy to the entire country of China. Maybe they'll lift the bans they put on cryptocurrency, since excessive use of energy was supposedly a problem. More than 1,900 flights were canceled or delayed over the weekend due to COVID-19 and a winter storm that hit the Midwest in the United States. 3,300 flights were grounded worldwide as of this Monday. Don't know about you all, but I feel another lockdown on the way, and vaccine requirements to leave or enter the country. If you've been wanting to leave America for good without having to get the jab, I suggest you expedite that one-way ticket. And while we're on the topic of travel, the CDC has admitted that the rapid COVID test, the one a lot of major airlines and countries are requiring for international travel, cannot differentiate between the flu and the COVID virus. Back in July, the CDC announced that it would withdraw its emergency use authorization request for the test. Vegans and meat eaters, brace yourselves for this one. MSN reports Chief Scientific Officer James Dickerson stated that 126 herbs and spices from 38 different countries were tested, and in every brand of oregano and thyme, levels of heavy metals were detected. The metals were also found in almost all brands of ginger and basil. This was in organic and inorganic spices. They say this is happening because most spices are grown overseas, where contaminated water can lead to heavy metals being in the soil that the spices and herbs grow from. On a positive note, every tested brand of curry, garlic powder, black pepper, and sesame seed did not have dangerous levels of metals. Let's talk about Antonio Brown. On Saturday, the Buccaneers were playing the New York Jets, and my mans took his equipment off and walked off the field mid-game, and there was a few rumors going around for why this happened. The first rumor was that AB had contract incentives, like a $300,000 bonus for scoring so many touchdowns or having so many receiving yards, so the Bucs decided to bench him to block that from happening. The second rumor floating around was in concern for AB's mental health. Some people were saying that he's a victim of CTE, a brain condition associated with repeated blows to the head. It's also associated with the development of dementia. They say potential signs of CTE are problems with thinking and memory, personality changes, and behavioral changes, including aggression and depression. There is also a rumor that AB's ankle was injured during the game, and Buccaneers coaching staff wanted to send him in anyway, so AB walked off the field out of frustration. Whatever the case is, let's send good energy my guy's way. But I'm Delonte Brady, six-figure trader and creator of the Snipers Anonymous trading course. For more information, visit our website and like and share this post.
Right. So that's it. What y'all think? Should I do that more? Is y'all feeling that? Like y'all cool with getting updated on the news? And then I also wanted to know, because I know it's a couple fellas on the call. How do y'all feel about the Antonio Brown situation? Like, what do y'all think happened with that? Does anybody know the facts of what's really going on? Thanks, Rach. Thank you, Alicia. All right, JB, definitely. I got y'all. So every week, that'll be, some of my homework that I do during the week. I'll be looking for useful information to share with you guys on Markup Mondays. Rachel talking about better than watching Channel 5. All right. So, Rachel, how do you feel about the whole, the situation with the spices and herbs, and anybody else, who uses seasoning spices and herbs to season their food? Because heavy metals is known over a long period of time to cause serious health problems. So what do y'all think about that? What are y'all thoughts on that? How do y'all feel about, heavy metals being in spices and herbs? Because, over time, we use seasonings a lot. And you would never think that you would have to deal with, carcinogens and arsenic things inside of our spices and herbs. Right. So as far as Antonio Brown, Khalil says, I don't know the facts. Bucks is my second team, but I'm not sure. Yeah. So what I've been seeing, like I said later, that was something that I read about earlier in the day. And what I had been reading was that he had contract incentives or that he had CTE. Like those are two things. But I think later it came out, he actually vocalized what it was. And they're saying that his ankle, he was hurt. His ankle was messed up, and he didn't want to go back in the game, but the coaches were trying to put him back in the game. I guess that pissed him off, and he walked, out of the stadium. I don't think that is justified, but again, I don't have all the facts. I don't have all the facts either. As far as the spices and herbs, Rachel says, I'm not surprised, but it makes me want to learn how to grow my own. Absolutely. I'm pretty sure it tastes better too. Pretty sure it tastes a lot more fresh. It just tastes different. It's something about, that fresh homegrown stuff. Quashan said, just shows more that individuals need to start growing their own herbs, right? We need to start doing a lot of stuff. On herbs, on fruits, on vegetables, on banks, on neighborhoods, on communities, on educational system, on everything, on OWN. Brandon said, we can't trust nothing. You don't grow nowadays. Yeah, it is what it is. Capitalism is a beast. JB said, is that a matter of growing your own herb spices, or is it just in the water or soil too? Right. That's a good question, but I think it has a lot to do with contaminated soil. I think it got a lot to do with contaminated soil, because for metal to get inside of a plant, it has to be in the soil. It has to be absorbing it, through the soil. Right. Joel said that was crazy. AB, something definitely wrong with the guy. Like I said, I don't know, man. I don't know. Could be CTE, could be, behavioral and emotional issues, or could be something legit that happened. Since said it's crazy what's happening with our food. I guess I have to start a herb garden. Um, Blake says it's gonna break the body or break the body down while COVID is an issue again. Not surprised. Rachel says she feels like they're coming for everyone, even people with a holistic lifestyle. Of course. Why wouldn't they? It's the main target. I get us out of here quick. Sean said facts. Joel says, I just saw where Whole Foods now has bioengineered ingredient in the vegan cakes. Hey man, Sydney gone, man. This dude Sydney said he's a clone. You think AB is a clone? You think the AB that's playing right now is a clone? Silly, man. And Quashan said something wrong mentally with AB. Tom Brady knows that is why he was talking about showing him love and giving him positive energy. Man, I really hope that's not the case. I would rather it be the ankle situation. I'm hoping it's the ankle situation. I hate to see that, man. Because that's a real thing, boxing, football, especially UFC, anything where, you getting blows to the head, that it's not even something that it's not even something that's like immediate. You know what I mean? You could be suffering years down the line, 10, 20 years down the line for some stuff that happened 20, 30 years ago. You know what I mean? So even me, myself, I mean, I've taken some blows to the head, and I hope in my old age I'm good. I don't get dementia. I already got some memory problems a little bit, but I always have my mindset they wasn't attached. But no, that's it, y'all. That wraps it up for Markup Mondays. I feel like this was a good one. This is a great way to bring in the year. Remember, y'all be careful in the markets if you're going to trade. Everybody is their own person. Everybody is grown. Y'all got your own risk appetite. But, I pray that you protect your profits. Pray that you protect your accounts. And also, while I'm on the topic, while I'm thinking about it, make sure you have a trading goal for the year of 2022. And whatever your daily, weekly, and monthly goals are, make sure it is in alignment or that it's connected to a yearly goal. All right, because I want y'all to be thinking about the end of the year. I want y'all to be thinking about being in profit at the end of the year, because you can get caught up in trading day to day and not be thinking about, the long run. Remember, this is a long-term game. This is a marathon. All right, and so I want y'all to have y'all trading goals set up as far as how much you want to extract from the market daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, right? Every 3 months, every quarter, and then yearly. Whatever that is, make sure you sit down, you write it out, have a plan. Do not get in the market and just trade. Don't do that. That's not what professionals do. Have a plan, have a goal, go for that goal, because that's going to help direct your decision making. All right, that's going to help keep your emotions in check. That's one of the things that's going to help keep your emotions in check. Another thing that's going to help keep your emotions in check is just practicing emotional control. And I always recommend trading in the zone. So audio book or a physical book, go ahead and grab that. All right, we had a couple more comments that came in. So JB said, weird because AB has been out of control for years. Former teammates have said he was always out of control in practices and team meetings, but he always showed up on Sundays, meaning always ready to play and give his all. Kind of like some AI vibes, right? Practice? We talking about practice. Then Lucent, she says, AB really needs to get checked out. His behavior goes from 0 to 100 sometimes. Deep in my heart, I think he's a good guy. All right, Alicia said, me too. Rachel said a little. She said a little, right, about them coming after us. Appreciate the call. No problem, Joe. You already know I appreciate y'all. The call would be nothing without, people being here, getting the gems. Man, appreciate it, JB. Hand claps of appreciation to Delonte and Rachel. Thank you. Thank y'all. All right, so that is it. That wraps it up for Markup Mondays. I will see you all next Monday. Everybody else, as far as the students, I will see y'all, of course, on the charts and the chats. Remember to always stay safe, but stay dangerous. Peace.